Two cows are standing in a field. First cow says, "Moo!"
And the other cow says, "Dang it, I was just about to say that."
Why are elephants never rich?
I don't know.
Because they work for peanuts.
How do you make a duck sing?
No idea.
Put it in the oven until its bill withers.
My girlfriend's dog passed away, so I tried to cheer her up by getting her an identical one. It just made her more upset. She screamed at me and said, "What am I supposed to do with two dead dogs?"
A man was fishing at a pond in a nature preserve. He had been there all day, and he had a bucket full of fish. As he was bringing the bucket back to his truck, the police pulled up.
"Stop right there," says the cop. "What's in the bucket?" And the man opens the bucket to reveal the ill-gotten fish to the officer. "Sir, I'm going to have to fine you $1,000 for each fish you have there, plus take you into custody. It is illegal to fish here."
"But I haven't been fishing here," says the man. "These are my pet fish. I was taking them out for a swim. I called them back in and we were just headed home."
In complete disbelief, the officer says, "Pet fish? You must think I'm an idiot. Fish don't just go out for a swim and come when called."
"These fish do, officer, and I can prove it." So the man took the bucket of fish over to the pond and tossed the fish in. They all swam away at full speed.
"All right, now call the fish back," said the cop.
"What fish?" said the man.
A traveling salesman has a very beautiful wife, so he buys her a German Shepherd to keep her safe while he's on the road. The wife liked to do her housework nude, but the first time she tries that with the dog starts to mount her every time she turns her back to him. After slapping the dog away a couple of times, she decides she has to talk to a vet. At the vet's office, the woman awkwardly describes the problem. "Doctor, is there anything you can do?" The vet thinks for a moment and says, "We can neuter him." "How do you do that?" the woman asks. And the vet replies, "We cut off his testicles. It makes him less aggressive, and it will eliminate his sex drive." "Oh," says the woman, "that seems a bit drastic. Is there anything less severe that you can do?" "I don't think so," says the vet. "What did you have in mind?" "Well," says the woman, "could you trim his nails and do something about his breath?"
What do you call a dog with no legs?
No idea.
It doesn't matter. He won't come to you anyway.
And where do you find a dog with no legs?
I don't know.
Where you last left it.
So, two cows are talking in a field. The first cow says, "Hey man, you worried about this mad cow disease that is going around?"
The second cow says, "Why should I be? I'm a duck."
Which animal has the largest breasts in the zoo?
"I don't know."
The zebra.
"What's worse than a lobster on your piano?"
No idea.
"Crabs on your organ." Two fish are in a tank. One says to the other, "You man the guns, I'll drive."
Why didn't the elephant get the job he wanted?
"I don't know."
His qualifications were completely irrelevant.
Three cows are in the field. One cow says moo. Second cow says moo moo. Third cow says moo moo moo. Then the second cow says to the first cow, "Hey, let's get out of here. That cow talks too much."
A squirrel is minding its own business in its tree when an elephant begins to climb up into it, almost breaking the whole tree.
The squirrel yells, "Stop that! Get off, you're going to break my tree."
The elephant responds, "I'm just climbing up to eat some bananas."
"You moron," says the squirrel. "This is an oak tree, not a banana tree."
But the elephant says, "I know that. That's why I'm bringing my own bananas." A farmer goes out and buys a new young rooster to breed with his chickens. He lets the rooster out and he runs straight to the barnyard and mates with all 150 chickens. After lunch, the farmer looks out at the yard, and the rooster is back at it again. The next morning, the farmer goes out, and the rooster is fucking the ducks and the geese, too. After lunch, the farmer walks out and sees the rooster across the barnyard laying in the baking sun, covered in dust, and vultures are circling overhead. The farmer looks down at the rooster, who looks like he's about to die from exhaustion, and says, "You poor horny little bastard." The rooster raises his head and cracks one eye open and says, "Shh, they're about to land."
What do elephants use for tampons?
No idea.
Sheep.
What do you call a cow with 3 legs?
I don't know.
Lean beef.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
I don't know.
Ground beef.
What do you call a cow with 2 legs?
I don't know.
Your mom.
2 hippos are at the beach sunbathing. One says to the other, "You look like you're gaining weight." And the other replies, "That's very hypocritical of you."
I work with animals, a guy says to his date.
That's so sweet, she replies. I love a man who cares about animals. Where do you work?
I'm a butcher, he replies.
Why is a koala technically a bear?
I don't know.
He has all the proper koalifications.
A woman called our airline customer service desk asking if she could take her dog on board. Sure, I said, as long as you provide your own kennel. I further explained that the kennel needed to be large enough for the dog to stand up, sit down, turn around, and roll over. The customer was flummoxed. I'll never be able to teach him all of that by tomorrow.
A gorilla walks into a bar and orders a drink. The bartender brings it to him and after a moment says, "You know, we don't get many gorillas around here." And the gorilla says, "At these prices, I'm not surprised."
A lizard walks through the jungle. Suddenly, the lizard begins to smell something. He looks up and a monkey is smoking weed in a tree. "Hey, monkey man, you have any weed to share?" asked the lizard.
Sure thing, buddy. Come on up, replied the monkey. So the lizard climbed the tree and began to smoke with the monkey. After a while, the lizard began to cough uncontrollably. You all right? The monkey asked.
"Yeah," replied the lizard. "I just have a case of dry mouth."
Well, there is a water hole nearby. The lizard nodded and climbed out of the tree. He eventually found his way to the water hole and began to drink. As he did so, an alligator crawled out of the water. The alligator sniffed the air and then asked, "What is that smell?"
"There is a monkey in a tree smoking weed. You should check it out," suggested the lizard. The alligator shrugged and headed into the jungle. Upon finding the monkey in the tree, he said, "Hey, monkey man, got any left?"
The monkey looked down and said, "Of course Holy hell! How much water did you drink?"
What do you call a cow in an earthquake?
No idea.
A milkshake.
Where did the cow want to go on Friday night?
I don't know.
To the movies.
Why did the elephants get kicked out of the public pool?
I don't know.
They kept dropping their trunk?
An ant and a snail are in the garden. The ant says, "Sometimes I get sick of marching in line. I just want to go wherever I want to go."
The snail responds, "Don't you worry about getting lost."
The ant replies, "Not all who wander are lost."
The snail retorts, "You're right. Some are squished, drowned, or poisoned. Dude, don't believe that stuff you see on social media."
A pony went to see the doctor because it couldn't speak. "I know what's wrong," said the doctor. "You're a little horse."
What do you give a sausage dog with a fever?
I don't know.
Mustard. It's the best thing for a hot dog.
A teenage shark is discussing with his mother on the bay. The mother says, "I don't know why you couldn't become a doctor. You are very clever."
And the teenager replies, "Mom, we've been through this. I didn't get the grades for medical school, and I go into a frenzy at the sight of blood. And most importantly, I'm a shark. I will never be a doctor."
The mother says, "Well, no, with that attitude, you won't."